Now this is gonna be a weird flex, but I've played a lot of point-and-click adventure games in my time. I say that like I'm old, I'm 20. But they fall into two categories, okay? The ones that they actually put effort into making a world with a really good story, and they're really focused on the adventure aspect and keeping you immersed, engaged, inspired, wanting to play the game. Or they're cash grabs. They exist so you can get a few more PlayStation trophies, a little bit more Xbox gamer score, or a few more Steam achievements. Alright, they don't really have anything else going for them other than that. They're simple, they're menial, they're just tasks. You do it for the trophy, achievement, whatnot, whatever, and you move on. Now the game I'm going to be talking about today falls into one of those categories. Thankfully, it's the former one. Now, I originally saw Rosewater because it popped up on my Twitter, and I'm like, dude, I like westerns, and I like games that don't make my wrists feel like I'm trying to put them through a grinder. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I search it up, see there's a demo coming out, wait a little while, download it, play it, here we are. And honestly, it's really good. It has voice acting, and it actually sounds like I've heard these voice actors before. I'm not sure if I have or not, but they sound familiar.
Here he is, poor bastard.
Oh dear. Hello? Can you hear me? I'm Dr. Sedgwick. I'm here to help you.
Hello, can I help you with something?
I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind.
Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Leger?
And if they're not professionals, that familiarity really points out how well they did, how professional the voice acting is, even from people who may not be considered professional. The music is also a high point. Yes, it sounds like your generic Western, but it is. And whenever it's in scenes, it really adds to the vibe, the general atmosphere of the scene itself. The characters are also really fleshed out when it comes to differentiating them from one another. You go in and talk to the sheriff or ask him about pictures on his wall, and it really builds character for him that characterizes him as more than just your typical sheriff.
Sometimes I find myself wondering what life would be like if I'd stayed.
You go and talk to the town doctor, and he feels human. He feels like he has his own reasons to be there besides being a doctor.
If things are so bad, why not pick up and move elsewhere?
I swore an oath to do no harm, Miss Leger. As the town's only physician, leaving would mean abandoning my patients. There may not be many left to call on my services, but when they do, I am the only barrier standing between them and the grave.
Isn't that a bit dramatic, Doc?
Say what you will. I know where I stand on the matter.
You can go ahead and apply that to any character there is. Even the town crooks, which is practically what they are, that'll swindle anybody into anything just to get some extra money, are characterized as pretty decent people.
You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Nah, but your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by. Now, can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
They're just trying to get by. One of the issues that comes up with that is whenever there is a celebrity in town, though. There's a couple of them, actually. One of them's, we don't really get into who she is yet, but the one we do get into and start to talk to, meet up with, he's characterized as some kind of bad butt gunslinger, and you actually see him shoot really well, but he can't fight. And whenever the guy's talking about their strength, one of the dudes like, oh yeah, I'm good at shooting. Not the guy we saw be good at shooting, but that guy's like, yeah, I'm good at shooting. And then he points to the main dude and he goes, and he's good at talking his way out of situations, which is not how he's characterized in all the stories. So whenever you have to decide whether or not you want to go on a adventure with this dude, you got to take that into consideration, and I'm not sure if you could decide not to. The demo ended. But if you can decide not to and stay in this town and wait for a different opportunity, that's pretty cool. I don't know though, so that one right there is just speculation. Another big aspect of point-and-click games that can be a make or break it for me is how they change up or revolutionize mechanics. In this one, we have lockpicking mechanics, but they don't go out of their way to really tell you how to do it, besides some rhymes in your notebook. And I had an embarrassingly large amount of time trying to figure out something that was so simple the moment I realized it that it made me feel dumb. In my defense, it was 3:29 in the morning, but, yeah, I still feel so stupid. It was so dumb. It's just so obvious. I'm not even gonna tell you, just in case you're playing at 3 in the morning and can't figure it out, but I'm gonna guarantee you almost can. Another thing they do really well that I really like is how we go around to solving problems. Like, there's a time you need to get a watch for a guy in order to get in somewhere, or you can bribe that guy. You got two options here. One is going through extra work to get the watch, or the other is giving up money that may be valuable in the future to not have to. Does the bribing work? I don't know, I didn't try it, but if it does, then you have two options. I'm going off the assumption that it does, okay? The guy likes money. He's that kind of guy. In order to get in this, there's probably a few different ways to do it, but I found a pouch I could pick up that I sadly had to take from somebody that didn't deserve it, and I could replace it with another pouch in order to get lockpicks, in order to pick this lock, in order to get this, and it doesn't tell you how to do it, so it feels like an adventure because you gotta figure it out yourself. You're in a combat encounter, and this is something else they did really well, implementing it into here. You and a guy are getting into a fight, you try to punch him, he blocks it, you go to get a bottle, he blocks your path. There's a button that I hit earlier in the game just to see what it did, that you can hit and swing a door open and knock him out and pick the bottle up and beat the next guy that wasn't paying attention to you. I mean, it feels interactive and it feels like the decisions you're making is actually affecting the game. That being said, there's a high chance that the game might be linear and these options are just a facade, like a Telltale game where it's like, oh, your choices matter, but do they? Just being able to play the demo didn't give me enough time to flesh it out. It didn't give me enough time to figure out whether or not I could make different choices and go different ways and have different examples of how my game could end. Now, whether or not I buy this game on release is honestly not up to me. I'm not in a great financial situation here, so we'll see what happens. But if this is your kind of game, if you like cowboys, if you like point-and-click adventures, if you like something that is low stress but high intellect, this is how you do it. You have to actually put some thought into how you're going to do things here. It is a very well fleshed out world. For what I've played, the characters are they're really likable, even ones that come off a little bit brash. As long as you don't give them a reason to be that way or to act that way towards you, they're pretty cool. And the way that you can characterize your own character, making her sarcastic, making her kind of rough and tumble, or just making her compassionate and sincere, does change the way that other characters respond to you, which I really liked. Now, an issue a lot of people might have with this game is the same thing that I thought was a good point, which is the fact that it doesn't hold your hand. I really like that. I like that it threw you into a world and told you figure it out, okay? Those are my kind of games. But not having your hand held means no waypoints, no quest objectives for the most part. You get a general idea of what you need to do, but you don't get told how to do it, which could be a huge turnoff for people because you can spend hours running around in circles not figuring out what to do next. Or you could figure it out right away and this game could speed through. With that lock I brought up earlier, some part of the lock or the handle or something was rusted, like you could have broke it off if you had something heavy enough. And if that was actually something that I could have done, because it points it out, like it basically says, hey, you could easily break this lock. So if you found something you could use to break it, which is what I was originally going to do, then that's cool. But if you can't, then it just sent you on a wild goose chase, and there's not a lot of people that's gonna like that. I can't confirm or deny whether or not you can do it. I looked all over the dad blame place to find something that I could use to just snap this freaking lock off, and I couldn't find it. I found something on a wall that could have been used, but I had no way to interact with it or get permission to use it or anything. So again, whether it's Telltaling us or not, it was still a good game with a good story, all the way to the end of the demo. I really enjoyed it. I liked the characters, I liked the music, I liked the atmosphere, I liked the vibe, I liked the town, I liked the design, I liked the idea of choice, and I just hope that the execution of that is what it seems to be and not just playing you. Because if it's like a big prank, oh, you could do this and then you never can, that is definitely going to grate on a lot of people because it's kind of like a package with the wrong thing on it. It feels like false advertising within the game. I'll have to get my hands on the game to find out, and if I do get my hands on the game somehow, I'll definitely put a video out and I'll definitely let you know. Till then, I do recommend you trying out the Rosewater demo. It's maybe a little bit over an hour long, depending on how long it takes you to do certain things and how much you're going to try out before you settle with a decision. Like, it's probably going to take you maybe more around 40 minutes because I did spend a long time trying to find a new way to break that lock off. Spent a long time trying to find new ways to confront people, to figure things out, and I just couldn't. So take that as you will. If you made it to the end of this, I know this is not a game that a lot of people are going to be hyped about. This is not your AAA experience, but there's a lot of heart into it. The devs obviously care about it, and I am passionate to see what they are passionate about. So hopefully, one day I'll be able to tell you the full scope of things. And until then, thank you so much. I appreciate you. For more news, reviews, and whatever we choose, stay tuned, subscribe. I'd love to talk to you about whatever you want in the comments below. And as always, have a great day.